feel that I see it, but how did it end up in my hand?
I'm telling you, man, this is a superpower. You know, I was saying to Marcello as well. At the time of like doing this stuff and also looking at some of the motor theory, really cool. I was watching Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, the Netflix documentary, The Last Dance. And you look at the highlight reels from the games. You know, I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I played when I was a kid and stuff. And you know what is incredible about Michael Jordan? You know, this is like he's not human, but dude, he jumps in the air. He's already separated from the ground. The amount of times he can switch his trajectory in air and even shoot without looking and still hit the ball in the net. This is like what you just mentioned on steroids, the most natural steroids you can think of, everything that lives within. And practicing, obviously, the amount of practice from this guy, the rest of the documentary is basically like that. Yeah, watch it. But it's, the thing is like, so we've got his periphery, right? He's got players all around him. But Shaquille O'Neal, man, trying to come up on you and like take you down. That's in your periphery. You've obviously got the ball in mention as well. There's some glances at the ball. You've got an objective, you've got the net. You've got these changes in vision and things that are happening so quickly, and this is where humans really excel. It's in that last moment of changing those trajectories on the way to interception or your objective or whatever it is. And you know, this is what is related to as our dexterity, our ability to be able to adapt in different movement scenarios. Not by repeating the same thing again and again and again. It's not like, practice makes perfect, repetition. It's like this, it's been called repetition without repetition. The problem isn't that we don't have like enough movement patterns and things like that. We have too many. We have all these degrees of freedom with the arms and limbs that kind of go about, but can we refine them to a particular point where MJ in the sky being able to change and adapt to everything happening around him to the point that they had MJ rules. You know what the MJ rules were for the Pistons? Don't let him fly. It was serious. They were like, as soon as he takes off the ground, he'll beat everyone. It doesn't matter. That's why they call him Superman. Yeah? So what you describe here is that in action. It lives within you. And of course, maybe, I'm not saying that you're going to leave with Michael Jordan right now, but I hope it ignites something inside. Yeah.
I can say one thing regarding this thing. We have all the different psychological functions, and we briefly touched on them yesterday, like the thinking, feeling, sensing, intuition, all these ones. And usually when we are describing movement or practicing movement, now they are a lot in the thinking layer. Or sometimes they go other sides. But the intuition or this instinctual sense is always on the side, right? But actually then in situations like the sixth sense, or like here, you catch it and you didn't notice, or when you go on autopilot, or when, I don't know, like you have this air sense, all these things, they cannot really be defined. So this is why you feel like it's confusing. Why can I do it, no? But because they're touching on something that is way more wide ranges, but it's less precise, but still works, and it's another function altogether. So it's like working with this intuition. I feel with the throwing, kicking, catching, because we can be fast, quick, and we can use the eyes in a different way, like you're showing, then you can really change not the modalities of functioning of the brain. And it's beautiful because when you're in the intuition, it's a completely, like usually we don't think it much because we, obviously, I mean, because we want to know exactly what happened, but there is nothing to know about like exactly what happened because this is not how intuition works, no?
Yeah.
So related to Michael Jordan, for sure, he probably was also super into it because of his practice.
Yeah,
so
it was the game. It's like,
exactly,
Yeah, and this is super incredible, and that's why we'll do obviously some more actually throwing and catching and stuff, towards the end. But it's like you don't have to, like you say, the sixth sense and things and stuff like this. But you know when you see a good catch, right?
Yeah.
And when you do it yourself, you don't need to talk about the mechanics and the visual ocular system was here and doing this. It's like you can see it. Everyone knows it. And was it a lucky fluke? Something inside. It depends on how you define fluke. It's like, nah, something inside you did that. It wasn't just a lucky thing. A fluke basically means a chance. Yeah, it just happened. Oh no, it's just a fluke. It was like, no, but like I felt it and you saw it. It was like, oh, that moment. So hopefully we'll have some of those a bit later, yeah? Before we get into that, let's look at just some fundamental sequential mechanics.